Watching time! Hi, what's up? My name is Maude, Garrett, and you are joined with my fellow co-host here, Trisha Hirschberger. We do a weekly segment called Power Up, and this particular portion, we're talking about watching. Yes. We've got Steve Zaragoza as this week's guest, and we wanted to ask you, Steve, what have you been watching?
What have you been watching?
Well, currently, I've been watching a lot of What We Do in the Shadows, the TV program.
Season 3!
Yes. Season 3 is so good. Has anybody here not seen it? Like, Maude, are you watching it, Trisha?
I have not seen all of season 1 or 2. No.
I don't have Hulu.
Oh no! Get Hulu, Trisha!
I know.
You know what? I'll give you my login. You want my login?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm texting you mine now.
Well,
yeah, please help this woman out.
I first watched the What We Do in the Shadows movies with you, Steve, in a room at the SourceFed offices, and we both laughed so hard. And I remember if it was like Phil called a meeting or something happened in the middle of us watching this movie, and no one had heard of it yet. We got the screener because we were interviewing Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement we just knew we had a press interview coming up about this movie. No one knew what it was. It's called What We Do in the Shadows. We didn't really know. And then we got a screener, and so we were watching it on your laptop, Steve, in the conference room. And then I think Phil or someone called a meeting in the middle, and we were like, we can't right now. We're watching the most hilarious movie in the entire world, because we both immediately fell in love with it.
Yes.
Well, I was dying about it because Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement are just national treasures. And the fact that they made a mockumentary Spinal Tap style about vampires living in New Zealand it's just an absolute treat. If no one here has seen it, it's really you're doing. I mean, well, wait till this show is over, but then watch What We Do in the Shadows. And then the television show came out of nowhere, and it just basically was like, I remember thinking, oh no, this isn't going to work. And especially since Taika Waititi and Jermaine and none of the original was going to appear in the show. And so really disheartening and felt like, oh no, they're not going to be able to pull this off. Then they started announcing the cast. And Barry's in this? Oh, Mark Prosh is in this? Uh-oh, this is maybe going to be good. And then it just exceeded expectations. It built on the film, which is something I've never seen a series based off of a film franchise do ever. And it somehow is an extension of the movie, and that's just so somehow it's almost like the movie continued on into a series about a completely different group of vampires, and then eventually like characters from the movie make an appearance in the show too. So, like this, it's just brilliant. It's just the best show on television currently.
Every night when I sit down to watch TV with my husband after little man goes to bed and we're like, what do you want to watch? It's like, well, do we do another episode of Money Heist? Because we are trying to plow through Money Heist, but let me tell you, they're kind of losing me around like season 3.
What is Money Heist?
But I'm plowing through Money Heist, and I'm like, or we could watch Working Moms is like my guilty pleasure show when I just need something quick to laugh at. I don't know that it's really for anyone other than specifically working moms as the audience, but, you know, they make a joke about spilling breast milk while you're on your work papers, and if you've been there, it's funny. So, again, don't know that it's for everybody, but it's my guilty pleasure. And I'm like, or we could get our free trial of Hulu and watch What We Do in the Shadows. And that never is the winning option. But I throw it out there a lot.
I just gotta like put it on, because I think it doesn't matter what kind of country you have. There's everybody in that show, and everybody's so brilliant. It's just a really well written, well made show.
Steve, you asked before what Money Heist was. It is a Spanish-speaking show that you can watch dubbed or subbed, and it's this really elaborate plot to basically shut down the the mint, and then they print money and then drill a hole out, basically.
It's really good. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. Season 3 is doing this. Like, I'll have an episode where I'm like, I think they're kind of losing me, and then they'll pull me back in, and then they're kind of losing me, and then they'll pull me back in. But it's 4 seasons.
Yeah, I think it's been.
Where are you watching it?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, Nice. All right. Well, there's no
remember.
shortage of things to watch, but
No, and
to that
speaking of no
eventually.
shortage of things to watch, Steve, you mentioned some other things you're currently watching. What are those?
Yes. Well, I have to do a quick plug for the first time show because Alana Fickus, my girlfriend at Register, a good friend of mine, are running The Leftovers, an HBO show.
We're in it.
Which is we're reviewing it.
Oh. What?
We were the stars of The Leftovers. I'm Justin Theroux. But we're watching.
Yeah, blow it.
We basically this series called "It Feels Like the First Time." It's a podcast where we were rewatching Lost, which was a crime, and we did that with Owen Carter.
I remember that. So that's back, and you're now doing it with The Leftovers?
On The Leftovers because we came off hot off the heels of the Watchmen HBO show, another Damon Lindelof program, and Leftovers got a lot of votes for what show we should watch next. So
I really like it.
It's so good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the first season is really difficult because it's bleak and depressing, because it's essentially, if you don't know, The Left is a series made for HBO, written and created by Damon Lindelof, who is one of the co-creators of Lost and the creator and co-writer of the Watchmen HBO series, which just ended on HBO, which was a masterpiece of a show. But The Leftovers is essentially a post-apocalyptic show, for a lack of a better term, where on some random day, 2% of the population of the Earth just disappeared. They didn't rise up to the heavens. They just literally disappeared, clothes and all. And the series is truly just about a world. What's that?
The series is kind of focusing on, like, where did they go? And then
where did they go? And what's it? But more importantly, how do real people continue on and resume a normal life after something traumatic like that happens unexplainably? And it's a brilliant show, and that really focuses on the human reaction to such a shocking event. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful.
Yeah, I felt like part of what the series did so well is it wasn't so much the mystery of what happened to them. Like, the show didn't even really focus on that for a long time. It was much more like, how are people coping? What religious groups or philosophies are popping up from this? It does it really well.
Justin Theroux is an amazing actor as well. Like, he's spectacular. Yeah.
I mean, everybody is Justin Theroux is just incredible, and also Christopher Eccleston, who was the first reboot. He is a priest who is basically like, why am I still here? Why didn't I get raptured? Essentially, and it's a very complex, incredibly written show, and you're right, Trisha. It's not quite about what happened so much as it is how do people go on after something like that happens. And it might be frustrating to some, because I did see some people in the chat say I couldn't get through season 2 or this or that, because season 2 is very different from season 1. But if you're interested at all in the series, if you liked The Watchmen, if you liked Lost at all, this is basically the one of the brains behind those shows, completely grown up and making a show that's similar to Lost in a lot of ways, but just satisfying in so many artistic and incredible writing in all those ways. Anyway, so I'm doing a show where we're rewatching that, and you can catch that wherever you listen to podcasts, essentially. So it's kind of just in the Valleycast feed, because we haven't really out if it's like a thing we'll separately do or whatever, and we just kind of threw it together. So subscribe to the Valleycast, which is the Valley Folks YouTube or podcast, then you'll also The Leftovers first time rewatch. And we're only 2 episodes deep into it. We're going to record the 3rd episode tonight, and we're watching 2 episodes at a time. So really like kind of like, delving into the episodes. We talk a lot about what did it mean and what is this character going through, and then we answer a lot of emails. It's a really fun show.
Now, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we do for the first season of The Leftovers a SourceFed Nerd TV show?
I think me and my ex-wife did a show.
Was that it? I was trying to. I feel like we did something about it, or maybe we did episode 1 and then Phil killed it, or something.
Yeah, I think it was like because we had just done Breaking Bad, or we were doing Breaking Bad or something.
Oh, maybe he killed it because he wanted to do Breaking Bad instead, and he didn't think Leftovers was interesting enough. That might have been
right.
That might have been it. But I was like, I know.
But me and my ex-wife basically did a recap of Leftovers, which I totally forgot about.
That's
and I should probably go back. They're all privated on my
I'm sure they are now. Steven.
Well, I just remember getting mail that was like, private everything I'm in.
Well,
I was like, okay.
Well, moving on. A show about people moving on, and now we're moving on.
Yes,
so
indeed.
With that being said, Stevie Z, who are these people in bikinis that you're watching?
Oh, what? I've got a text. It's called Love Island, and I'll tell you, it's a show, my friend.
We got one in Australia.
Oh, really? Did you ever watch it?
Nope.
Listen, I gotta say, Love is reality TV, so you know what you're in for. But I gotta tell you guys, it taps into something about humanity that you don't see on American reality TV, which is actual heart and empathy and love, I guess you could say. I mean, maybe The Bachelor and Bachelorette kind of delve into that, but The Bachelor and The Bachelorette are such manufactured Disney products. Love Island, for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, is a show where basically the hottest people you could possibly think all go to this island together, and then they're meant to hook up, and they have to pair together with someone, otherwise they'll be eliminated from the show. So you essentially like go into this beautiful mansion, and there's just hot everywhere, and it's like mismatched and matched and whatever, and you just gotta somehow sneak your way into a relationship, and sometimes it's like real and sometimes it's not, and it's the best show ever, but it's like incredible. It's an incredible study of humanity in a way, which sounds so way over what they were trying to accomplish with it, but I don't know. If you like to look at attractive people all have fun and actually have sex on the show and do realist things, then you should watch it.
It's your guilty pleasure show, Steve.
Well, Alana watches it more than I do, but I really get into it, and it's a ridiculous show. It's a guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure. And that's okay. We are all allowed to have those. Medici Recordings in chat said apparently we did 3 episodes of TV show for The Leftovers, and then you continued it with your ex.
Oh, that's the story.
After it got shut down.
I wonder if those those are probably private, and I don't have access to that channel.
But that's how it went down. Well, Steve, thank you for telling us what you're watching. Everybody in chat, please, of course, let us know what you're watching. Everybody who's watching this later in the comments, let us know what you're watching. And we will be right back here with more Steve Zaragoza for the reading section of Power Up.
We've also got a quick Bombs Away happening, though. I don't know if we want to save it for reading, though, because we are so far behind. So we might push that one back. Stick around, guys. We're going to do reading in just a moment. Thank you.
Woot, woot.